Ever since Forsaken, the Roblox survival horror game went viral and tossed guest 1337 into the playable character roster like some kind of forgotten war hero. The last guest suddenly rose from the digital grave like a zombie in Dawn of the Dead. And this is wild considering the movie series ended over 6 years ago, and Oblivious HD, the Spielberg of blocky trauma, hasn't dropped another cinematic banger since. His channel? Silent. Like a guess in 2017 after Roblox took away the chat privileges. But there's one movie that's still haunting fans like an unfinished homework assignment due in 2020. Let's talk about The Bacon Hair, a dystopian, coming-of-age, animated action thriller Roblox movie. Sounds like a genre soup, that's because it is. Our main hero is Satan, your average poor bacon hair with a tragic backstory, a rebellious streak, and hair that scream, "I was born for the default setting." This dad gets murked by curfew bots, and Satan later discovers a curfew bot named Gessie, which, plot twist, was rewired by his dad long ago. Honestly, if your dad's parting gift is a semi-sentient murder droid, either peak parenting or the plot of every 2000 sci-fi movie mashed into one. Satan is also friends with a guest named Primrose, who's basically the daughter of Trump's clone, aka the president.
We're going to build a wall. It's going to be built.
And of course, the president shows up and tries to kill Satan. Parent of the Year, everyone! Parts 1 and 2 are a lot. We see Satan's trauma unfold like a Netflix drama. He becomes good friends with a guest, he loses his dad on his birthday, joins the bacon resistance, finds a father figure in Mr. K,
That's nasty.
and just when things seem stable, Primrose, his bestie, turn out to be working for her father. It's come and helping destroying the very people Satan's fighting to protect. Because nothing says friendship goals like betrayal and emotional warfare. But by part 3, we learn she's been brainwashed by the Republic's propaganda. Satan slaps some sense into her emotionally, not literally, and they make up.
And then?
She gets shot by Xavier, a guest Asian with a permanent black eye and Primrose's childhood bully. Primrose falls into a coma because, of course, she does, and wakes up way later. Satan tells her that her dad is airing propaganda on Bacon City's TVs.
I come to make an announcement.
Zayden.
A bitch-ass motherfucker.
Pretending he'll help the people by the end of the month. Primrose, now a professional BS detector, calls it what it is, and they decide to march straight into the Republic to uncover the truth. By the way, they make it there in a few days.
But we have to leave now. It will take us 2 days just to get there.
So you're telling me Bacon City and the Republic are basically neighbors? Okay, so their plan. Satan and Primrose break into Daddy's office. Gessie frees the capture resistance, including Satan's bestie, Kenzie, who's been conveniently forgotten like an unused infantry item. Things go sideways, they fight guards, Xavier shows up.
No.
But surprise! He gets betrayed and taken out by his own team. Enter the president, and this is where it gets dark. He reveals Gessie has been dismantled, or has he? Then he drops the bombshell. The curfew bots, the fairy machine, the resistance have been fighting for years.
Our bacon hairs.
Let that sink in. The president then reveals his master plan. Release a mass army of these bots to wipe out Bacon City once and for all. Satan and Primrose are forced to watch the carnage. Roll credits. Originally, there was going to be a Bacon Hair 4 that would show what happens next. You know, a resolution, an ending, some kind of closure. But that was supposed to drop in 2021, and now it's 2025 and we still got nothing. Oblivious HD came back to YouTube this year, which gave fans hope, but so far, radio silence on TBH4. I was originally going to review the series when part 4 dropped, but changed of plans. So I'm just going to dive into the pros and cons of the trilogy we do have, because even if the story's unfinished, there's still a lot to unpack. First off, the lighting in many scenes is generally impressive. Some shots have this cinematic glow that elevates the whole mood though. To be fair, not every scene sticks the landing. There are moments where the lighting feels a bit off or flat, but when it works, it really works. The fight scenes, surprisingly intense. There's actual weight behind the action and you could tell the stakes rising with every punch, blast and betrayal. Combine that with the soundtrack, which nails the vibe during key moments, and you got a solid emotional backbone for the film. But one of the biggest stands out is the voice acting, particularly from the president.
After him.
Are you disrespecting your president? The North Gates will be open for the first time in decades. I will be there to greet you with advanced technology from the Republic itself. Technology to terminate suffering and poverty once and for all. The saddest truth about betrayal is that it never comes from your enemies. Xavier never could overcome his deceitful tongue. Now he's paid the full price.
And Kenzie.
Need some help?
You both shouldn't be here. I told you to get out.
How can we just stand there watching while our people fall? But, Dad...
You're the best daughter I could have ever asked for.
I love you, Dad.
I'll always love you, Kenzie.
Just shut up and follow me.
All right, whatever you say.
Dad, what is a guest?
Where did you hear that, Kenzie?
Zayden said he saw one when we were playing in the forest earlier.
You were playing outside the wall again?
Yes.
Kenzie's voice actress, in particular, deserves serious credit. There's a moment when she witnessed her father get shot by the president, and the way she screams...
Come here, you. It's raw. It's
devastating and full of emotion for a Roblox movie. That kind of vocal performance is rare. You can tell she poured her heart into that scene and it hits hard. Honestly, it's the kind of moment that makes you forget you're watching blocky avatars. And let's be real, this movie doesn't hold back when it comes to getting dark. Like, really dark.
Okay, honey. Close your eyes.
Especially for a Roblox film. There's one scene that hits especially hard. Drawing past curfew, a homeless bacon hair steps out into the street and allows himself to be executed by a curfew bot, right in front of Satan when he was a kid.
What are you doing? Why aren't you running?
I'm tired of running away. My race has come to an end. Please, my boy, run while you still have the chance.
It is past curfew. You must depart the streets immediately.
He doesn't run. He just accepts it. Like, he just walks straight up to the robot and accepts it. Now that we covered what the movie does well, let's talk about where it stumbles and why I said in the thumbnail that this film is missing potential. Let's start with the plot. On paper, the story is packed with potential. There's drama, dystopia, betrayal, but the way it unfolds, it leaves a lot of holes unfilled. Take this example. Early on, Satan has a nightmare where he sees the Bacon Resistance killing his mother. But in part 2, Mr. K reveals it was actually the curfew bots who killed her. So, how did Satan get that memory in the first place? Was he there when it happened? If he was, then why did he think the Resistance did it? And if he wasn't there, why did his subconscious conveniently pin the wrong group? There are big questions. Questions that never got answered. Then there's the president.
Oh,
Who's actually a great villain, but even he comes with plot contradictions. In one scene, he tells Satan that his father, Mr. Zed, left the Resistance after discovering that the curfew bots were actually transformed bacon heads.
Zayden, did your father ever tell you why he left the Resistance? How he was so riddled with guilt that he refused to fight for the Resistance ever again? Far from it. As your father came to realize, it was your very own people who killed your mother.
Which, wait, that means the president knew Mr. Said personally? When did that happen? Did they meet, work together, threaten each other over lunch? No explanation. Oh, and remember the first Bacon Hair film? There's a moment when Curfew bots corner Satan and his father before Curfew even starts. Why were the bots already out hunting people? There's no context. And we're left to assume it was just for dramatic effect. Not to mention, Mr. Said tells Satan to hide behind the counter instead of, I don't know, hiding with him, and then just lets himself get sacked. That's not noble, it's confusing.
That's stupid! You're stupid! Stop being stupid!
And speaking of Mr. Said, he was once the leader of the resistance before handing things off to Mr. K after his wife's death. But why didn't he just tell Satan the truth? That the resistance didn't kill his mother and it was the bots all along? Was he ashamed of his past, trying to protect Satan? Again, no answers. Plus, Mr. Said apparently knew how to reprogram curfew bots, but it is never brought up again or questioned by anyone. This just happens. Now, let's shift gears and talk about the animation. Some scenes were handled by talented animators like Nymphy, Picasso, and Animazing, and you can tell when their work is on screen, but in part 1, especially a lot of animation relies on default Roblox movements, like the president's walk cycle, straight from an animation pack. To be fair, I'm not blaming Matt for this. Animation is time consuming and exhausting, I get it, but inconsistently does pull you out of the moment, especially when the stakes are high and the characters walk like they're heading to a casual obby. Now it's time to address the elephant in the room. Kenzie. Xavier, sure, was wasted. He was introduced in the Bacon Hair 3 as Primrose Bully and Satan's rival, only to get killed off with zero payoff. He was built up as this dangerous antagonist and then dropped like a side quest, one finish. But Kenzie, that one hurts more. She appears in part 1 and 2. She shows Satan the secret exit from the city. She reveals there's a forest beyond the walls, not a wasteland, trains with him as a kid, fights alongside him as an adult, and witnesses her own father get murdered. But despite all that, she doesn't play a major role in the story. It honestly feels like the moment Primrose came back in part 3 and 2, Kenzie was pushed off to the side and almost completely forgotten. It's frustrating because she had real potential to be a central figure in Satan's story. Instead, she risks becoming another Xavier, set up with purpose but written out without one. I just hope if the Bacon Hair 4 gets released, she finally gets the screen time and development she deserves. So yeah, the Bacon Hair does have potential, a lot of it, and despite everything I have said, I don't hate this movie. In fact, I generally enjoyed it. I love the world building, I love the emotional beats, and I especially love characters like the President, Kenzie, and even Primrose, though I do think her voice acting could use a bit more polish.
Well, I do apologize for interrupting your family reunion. It's come to our attention some apples have been turning sour in this city. As we know, a rotten apple quickly infects its neighbors, so I think it's time we cut you from your tree.
Who writes this guy's stuff?
And her character arc needs more depth. It's not perfect, but it could be something really special. That's why these flaws stand out so much. They are missed opportunities in a film that wants to say something powerful. And if the Bacon Hair 4 ever does release, here's hoping it finally delivers on all the promise this series has been building up to, and maybe these plot holes can be fixed. And that wraps up my review of the Bacon Hair, parts 1, 2 and 3. Hopefully you enjoyed the review. If you liked the video, don't forget to leave a like, subscribe, and maybe share it with your fellow Oblivious HD fans, especially the ones still waiting for part 4 like it's Half-Life 3. If you want to support the channel directly, consider checking out my Ko-Fi. It's just $2 a month or a one-time tip, if that's more your style, and you'll get early access to videos plus uncensored versions that YouTube doesn't always play nice with. Also, if you want updates or just to yell at me about how, actually, you're wrong, follow me on my socials. Links are in the comments. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Goodbye!